Good morning, everyone. I hope you're doing well. Gosh, we've had some strange weather. It's gone from over 30 degrees Celsius to 8 degrees Celsius within a few hours the other day. We had a massive rainstorm with thunder and lightning, and we had hail, and there's fresh snow on the mountains. So it's just crazy for being basically the middle of our summer, even though autumn will start on the 1st of March. But yeah, crazy weather. But I managed to do a bit of gardening the other day and yesterday because it wasn't too hot, but it wasn't too cold. It's just crazy weather. So the other day I did my video, if you've watched it, on the yarn. Well, I went round the yarn store and showed you our prices and what type of yarn we have in our local spotlight. And I was actually looking for some needles, and I was debating what to do because some of them are quite expensive. And so I ended up talking to a lady who worked there, and she did point out that those cheaper ones at $4, I think, were plastic coated, and I didn't want plastic coated. So I saw these. I got these ones. These are a size 6mm, and these are the brand Pony, but they're aluminium and they're not coated, and I can always tell if I'm able to put them in my hand. They are cold to my hand, and that's how I always know. And then I did splash out because they don't go in these in bigger sizes. That's the end of the sizes. The bigger sizes are these Zing ones, and they were $18 each. I could have waited for a sale, but I do want to be able to use them. So I got these in the 6.5mm and the 7mm. So they come in lots of different colours, and they do have a sort of, they feel, the point just feels interesting. I had a practice, and I don't know, it might take some getting used to use them. So that was what I ended up buying. Plus I was looking for something to keep my knitting notions in, and I saw this bag, and it's quite big, but it was only $5, and so I've got all my bits and pieces in here that I use for my knitting. I've got my little bits of notes and my scissors and my these are, I suppose, are cable needles. Oh, and remember I was doing that video trying to show you again how to do cables. Wow, I was having so much trouble and I couldn't work out why. So yes, I had lost my normal size 5mm cable needle, and I was ending up using one of these. So it was much too small, and that's why I was having so much trouble. So before I could find this one, I thought, oh, I've lost it. So I went and bought another pack. I might have shown you that. And so it came in a pack of these two sizes. And then I found my original one, so now I've got two of each size, and then I ended up buying this great big one. I think this goes for like a size 7. But that's okay. You can never have too many bits and pieces. So I've got all my other little bits and pieces in here, and I absolutely love these little needles. I'd never seen these before, and they've got the, you can't see, they've got the little where you put the yarn through, and they're absolutely marvellous to use. I'd never seen things like that before. So easy to thread your yarn, and I use them to sew up. And of course I've got an ordinary needle on a piece of paper and lots of little pairs of scissors and all sorts in my little bag. And this is my little recipe for doing my socks, and the number of stitches I put on, and the rows for the rib, and the rows for the rest of it, and how I decrease and when I decrease, and how I do the Kitchener bind off. So I keep that in here. I need to write it out a bit tidier. And then this is funny. Ignore what I've got written at the top and the bottom, but when I'm decreasing for my socks, Honestly, I can start the row and decrease, and I can never remember if I'm decreasing at the end of that same row. My memory is just so terrible. So I've got decrease written this side and plain written this side, meaning I'm just knitting and I'm not decreasing. So as I start the row, I put this right beside me, and if I'm going to decrease, I quickly turn it over so I can look by the end of the row. In the beginning of the row, if I'm just doing a plain, I can leave it like, I just got to remember to turn it over. So funny, but don't we just have to do some really weird things to get us through? And it's a good sized bag because I do have a very scruffy notebook with lots and lots and lots of notes that only I understand. This was how I did my sleeve when I was first learning to decrease for my patchwork cardigan, and here's how I did all the squares and how I was working out how big they should be and how long it should be. Little things of just writing down how much I use out of different yarns, and that fits nicely in here. But I was actually thinking, when I do make my socks, this would be a good bag for not just all my knitting notions, but just to have for when I do my socks. So separate the things I use for my socks and have my what I call demented wire needles, those round ones that you use for socks, and have a separate one for here. So it's plain, so I was thinking I could just write on it somehow. So that's what I did buy, and I thought $5, I was happy for that with that. But on the way home, I wanted something smaller, and I called into the warehouse, and they had these pencil cases for $5, and it just fits all my crochet hooks. And yes, I have lots of sizes and some of the same sizes because I was lending some out when I was helping people. And I had them in something else. I had them in a little jar on my shelf. But when I was going house sitting and travelling, or if I want to take this with me, taking them in a jar is no good. So I can just zip them up and they're quite safe, and hopefully I won't lose them. So I thought, so for $5 I got that. And then I got this one, which is another bright colour. And I put all my, what I call crochet bits and pieces, notions in here. A few little hooks that I don't use except for putting in ends, weaving in ends. And then these little things I've got here. I did give a set to a friend, so I've just got one set now. What have I got in here? A needle and a cork, some more different sized needles, but just what I'd call for my little crochet bits and pieces. Don't ask me why I've got a little screwdriver in there. Couple of hair clips. My hair must have been annoying me. Couple of hair bands. But basically just things I use that I don't use every day for my knitting. So that's just interesting. So I thought another little $5. I thought, why not? So I got the nice bright colours. So that was my spend that day that I did the yarn tour for you. And then something naughty happened. It came up on an email that there was some yarn, beautiful yarn for $3 each at Spotlight. So I went to have a look. There were these. It's the Florentine collection. And they are, what were they normally? Is this the price? Oh no, that's not the price. That's the, I thought that was the price. It's the trouble with needing to take your glasses off. So it's merino, polyamide, alpaca and acrylic. It's 50 grams, but there's 100 metres in a ball. And they came in packs of 10, so you had to buy the 10 pack. So for $30. And there was a black one, and I thought about getting it, but when I looked at it, it was so fluffy. It was extremely hard to even just see the strand of yarn like this. So this one definitely isn't as fluffy, but it's soft. It's lovely. And I thought for $3, so I went back to see what they had. They didn't have as many colours as the other Spotlights, because I know someone who works at the Hamilton one, and they had lots of different colours. That we just had this, the black, this lovely grey, And this is exactly the same what it's made out of. And I thought 2 different colours that would do me for winter to pull on and off. That would be lovely and warm. So for $3 each, I thought, okay, I did that. I wasn't going to buy any more yarn, but yeah, I couldn't resist. And while I couldn't find these, and a lady who worked there was actually searching because they were actually put away, I think the other only colour in this was a funny bright pink, almost the pink of the pencil case. And I can't remember, but there weren't many colours. The black, this, which is sort of like a browny grey. So yeah, I think the video is showing it true to colour. This is a real nice light grey. I was looking at this and this wasn't on sale when I did the video, but of course it went on sale after I'd left. And I looked at it and it is beautiful and soft. And I was looking at this before the lady showed me the other yarn, and it is so soft. It is lovely. And it's a really lovely colour. I don't know if you can see. It's sort of like a beigey brown, very pale beigey brown, creamy brown. And it is baby alpaca, merino wool, and cotton. That's interesting. But it is lovely. And I thought, it's quite thin. I thought these 3 colours, I'm going to make myself up what I'll call my winter or autumn or spring cardigans. And I've got basically the colours done now. These will go with anything I'm wearing. And so that was me splashing out. And so I'm happy. I'm really, really happy with finding those, because I haven't bought yarn for quite some time, apart from that sock yarn I got at the other Knit World sale. I've been using my stash, shopping in my stash, and it's very exciting actually. I'm really enjoying seeing my stash being knitted up and actually using it, and yeah, just really enjoying myself. So that's what I bought. So I'm very happy. So I just thought I would show you my purchases, and I'm very happy. And one day I might go back for one of the $5 bags, these ones, just to put my yarn in for when I'm making socks, and then I can just, everything will be in it that I need for socks. I can just pick this up and just go, and I'll have to write on them so I don't mix it up with my other knitting notions that I use for knitting the cardigans, but what you use for socks is totally different. So I'll have 2 of those bags, and they don't come in any other colours. They're meant to be, there's lots of different sizes and shapes in there, but you're meant to decorate them yourself, so I won't really bother decorating them. But anyway, I'm happy with my little purchase, so I just thought I'd show you this beautiful yarn. And yeah, made in Italy, this one, and Chaska. So beautiful, beautiful yarn. So I can't wait to get started, but I need to finish what I've started. I'll have to do a separate video to show you my whips. I always was going on about never have more than one whip. Always finish what you start before you start something else. Well, I can't. I've got a few whips. I'll have to show you. Make a different video. Anyway, I hope you're doing well. I hope the weather's okay for where you are. I hope your health is okay. And I hope you're doing everything in life that you'd like to do. Be happy. Bye.